G'day YouTube, welcome back to another video on my channel. Hope everyone's doing well during this time of world lockdowns and so on, with everything that's going on. Now back to the bonsai. Now I did mention in a previous video that I have 3 trees that I'm working on for a client. This is the second tree. You would have seen the cedar that I've done already. This is a much simpler tree. It's just a juniper, standard juniper prostrata they call them, or procumbens. Some of you know them as. Pretty much I see these trees everywhere all the time. Like I've seen hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, and I've worked on hundreds of them over my time. Great tree for beginners, great tree for beginners to start with. And the reason why is they're very forgiving, they grow really well, they're strong growers, and they give you pretty good instant bonsai as well. This tree, even though it's for a client of mine, they did give me some instructions what they would like to see. They're more into the like more kind of a pinjingy, modern-y kind of look for this tree, which they really like the curly, tall trunk kind of thing. So I'm going to give it a go to create that with this tree. It's good that they want to put movement in the tree, so that's awesome. And I like that idea, and I like that, well, you know, they give me some idea of what they want, and I try and achieve that for them. But as it is, it looks like just a bush and a shrub. So it's how you go about this tree. The pot, even though it's a fantastic pot, it's way too big for the tree, but that's okay. But we're working on all we care about is the tree today, and styling the tree up. Pretty easy. I will just go through the tree, cut out now just the fluffy stuff that's not going to be really required. And I'll have to find my scissors. Typical. I'll put it somewhere and I'll forget what they are. But anyway, I'll go through it, clean up some of the loose stuff and the dead stuff. There isn't too much dead stuff on this tree. It's quite nice and healthy, which is really good. Nice greeny flesh color. Look at the nice big long shoots there. I don't really want to cut off huge amounts. I want to keep it pretty full of growth, well, as much as possible, because I'm going to try and put some big bends in this tree to get that nice twisted look, and then style the branches according to that. So it's not going to be an instant like perfect tree. I think I'm going to give it some time, but I'm hoping I can get some nice bends in that tree. Alright, so let me get my stuff, get ready. Got to get some heavy wire, and I'll probably put the wire on, and I'll come back and show you what it kind of looks like as we are wiring it, and as we are styling it. Some things I did notice is when you get trees from clients, you have to really look at the health of the tree. Health of the tree is fine. It's just there was a lot of wire left on the tree, and it cut in a lot of areas. Some areas cut in a little bit too deep. This is a bit of area in the top. I just got to be careful because it's cutting quite deep, and I don't want to try and bend that too hard, otherwise it'll just break off. So I need to make sure when I get to that point I really put the wire on correctly, so that if I'm trying to bend and twist it, I don't want to damage that area too much. It is the only concern in this tree. Otherwise, it's a very healthy tree, a very strong tree. So it seems okay in that spot. You can see it's quite flexible, so I think I'll be able to twist it up and make it look pretty cool. Just got to put heavy enough wire on it. Okay, so I'll be back shortly. See you then. Okay, well, you can't really make out much difference. It was more leaning to the bottom down there. I've put some really heavy gauge 6mm wire, and I've just tried to put some bends and movement into the tree. I'm thinking maybe this is the best front at the moment. It's really a very young tree to work on. It's actually a bit young, but it is what it is, and I'm going to give it a go. Probably just style it, nice, maybe kind of a semi-literati, I guess. Or something like that, informal upright semi. I don't really want to have too many lower branches. I want to maybe build the tree nice and up here and put the white branches down, making nice, nice, I guess, informal upright. But without the lower branches, I want to have some of these lower branches going and pulling down all the higher branches down and creating those kind of pads. That's what I'm going to try and do. It is a bit young to do that, but I'm going to give it a go. But that's what I'm trying to aim to do today with this tree. So yeah, we'll see how we go about doing it. I'm going to just get cranking on some wiring, cleaning it up. yeah, there's this little bit here that was where the wire was cutting in from the old one. I had to be very careful not to do too much bending in that spot. There is quite a bit of a deep wound, but that will heal up in time. I just got to be wary not to bend too heavily up in that spot. But that's about it. Heavy wire, 6mm, goes on reasonably well. Bit of force, but it was doable. Put some bends. There was a bit too straight here. Put a bend in here. Put some big bends in here, and then trying to get a taller tree rather than when it was flatter. I'm trying to make it taller rather than smaller. That's what the client wanted. So that's what I'm trying to do there. And I'll see how it all works out and twists and bends up. So I'm going to probably eliminate quite a bit of this foliage, but that's okay. It should be okay this time of year. The tree's quite settled. It's end of summer, early autumn at the moment, so good time to actually do some work. So yeah, okay, I'm going to get cracking on this tree. I'll again, like as always I previously do, I'll do a bit of work, show you guys how I'm going. Find anything interesting, I'll point it out. Yeah, I do cover the base of these with my client trees. I do cover the base just so I don't get all the foliage in the soil and it's harder to clean. So it's a nice little trick, very simple trick, but nice and easy to do. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure the front is in here. It's got the best movement, and I can wire all the branches accordingly. There is a nice spot over back here, but it will require repositioning the tree, and that's a bit too hard. We just want to leave the best angle of the tree where it is in the pot. We don't want to change the angle, so I think that's the best. It's got nice movement. The movement's always there. There's no straight bits. There's no bending forward or backwards, and everything's just perfectly goes back, comes forward. Lovely movement. And yeah, whilst the wind picks up, so I'm just going to get around now just to clean up and get some styling done. Okay, I'll be back shortly. Alright, so the next stage is eliminate a lot of the unknown, unrequired things, unrequired branches towards the base. Also thinned out a lot of the branching, cleaned up underneath, cleaned out how heavy they were quite heavy. To give you a basic kind of structure. I haven't done the top yet because I want to try and get a nice twirling, twisting apex as the client wanted. So now it's a matter of going through. So you see it's more of a now upright with the bends and twists, and we're trying to put some bends and interest in the trunk. And hopefully that's what they're after. And I'll wire this all up and position all the branching, and hopefully it looks really good. So yeah, should be next phase, next step is let's show you half the tree all done, and then I'll do the other half, and that should be complete the tree. All right, be back soon. All right, so there isn't much to see just yet, but what I've done is I've actually cleaned out all the unnecessary branches, and now I'm actually just wired up all the branches that I think I'm going to keep. So the reason I did that, I just want to set all the main branches. That's the reason I wanted to do all the wiring first. Just all the main branches are set, none of the fine stuff yet, because now I want to just go about trying to place these branches where I think they need to be, and then if it doesn't suit, then I can take that branch off, and if it's a good spot, then I'll do the fine wiring, or as much fine wiring as I can. A lot of this foliage is still very young and fluffy, and it's very hard to wire that kind of stuff. So anything that's got a bit of a branching structure, woody structure, I will try and wire. So at the moment, I think the front's in here somewhere. I believe it's going to be in here. So I've marked with a little bit of a wire bit gauge to mark roughly in there. I like that movement. It goes back and then comes forward, and it does this nice twist up there. I want to try and see if I can keep the twist going up here, because that's what the client wanted. But it's sometimes a bit difficult with younger material to achieve something quite convincing, so we're going to have to try our best. But I think it's come along a long way since it was lying as a little bush over here on the side. It's straightened, much more bends, much more twists and turns up the top. Yeah, but now I'm going to position all the wiring, position all the branches now. It's just a matter of me playing around with it and getting the right look and feel of where the branches should go. So I'll do like half of the tree, and then I'll come back and do the next half, and I'll show you the updates. Okay. Alright, another quick update. So I'm getting slowly through the tree. Some of the wiring is happening. You can see the kind of basic structure that's in there already. It's actually looking quite nice. Nice little simple cute tree. Just trying to now do some cleaning up. There's a lot of long branches in here that I'm just trying to decide what to keep, what not to keep. Bending and twisting and changing things up, see where they all fit. So that's a quick update. Now I'll try and finish off the rest of the tree and clean up and wire some of the final branches, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Okay everyone, so I have pretty much finished the styling of this tree. I don't think I want to do too much more. Created a nice, you can see quite a lot of nice movement in the trunk. Best possible outcome I think for this tree. It has more movement in the trunk, it's more upright, it's got nice bends and twists. All the branching is nicely twisted as well and contorted. So it looks good from all the angles actually. It's nice. I do still like the front that I showed you. Somewhere in there, if I get the camera angle right, somewhere in there where that wire is, two wires lined up. Not much else I can say. It's pretty good. I mean, these are great trees for beginners. So it's a really beginner tree, and just work with what branches you have. Eliminate branches you don't need. Wire branches for junipers, wire them down and come up, down and come up. So they go down and come up a little bit, down, come up a little bit. And stagger that through, and then create. The apex is probably the hardest because you get so much growth in that area, and it's actually still very green, so I wasn't too keen to wire it, but I needed to, otherwise it looked really messy. But I used very, very thin wire to do that bit. It's a good first process. I think I'll just tweak it a little bit here and there just to get things in the right place, but it is what it is. It's nice start for a tree. Again, very good for beginners. These junipers are fantastic for beginners. So please get stuck in them if you're a beginner and learn how to style trees with this species. That's really good. Juniper prostrata, they call them here in Australia, or procumbens in other countries, I think. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm going to leave this tree alone, let it recover. Nothing else to do. Looks quite nice. Would love a smaller pot for it, but this is the pot they have. It's beautiful and big, but needs a tree 5 times that size to be in that pot. But it's a lovely, I think it's come up really nice. Hope the owner enjoys it and likes what I've done. I'm just going to clean out all the buds that I picked out, but yeah, plucked all the buds underneath, plucked all the foliage underneath, reduced the foliage quite a lot because it's quite heavy. I didn't need to have so much, and just reduced it back, trying to get more back budding and closer foliage into the trunk and branches. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that. Wasn't too difficult, but it's easy to transform trees. Set the trunk first and then wire all your main branches, and then yeah, position them. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed that. Nice quick short video, bit of fun there, bit of enjoyment, nice little tree to result. See you for the next video, I think, which will be a much bigger tree than this. It's the 3rd tree from this client of mine, and it's a stunning tree, so it'll be a lot more work in that tree and much more to see, but always fun to work on these trees. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.